All right. What are your future projections for the industry, or what are you guys seeing, at least from your standpoint? And I know you've kind of talked about a couple of them, how you've kind of looking out, you're reviewing the numbers every week, determining how it's going to look in the next couple of months. But kind of in addition to that, anything that you're seeing or doing on your side?
I think it's going to be interesting to see about agent count, because we're at a super high amount, right? And agents on this call, I mean, we're at like 9,700 agents for Pinellas County. So I think it's going to be interesting to see there the tech world of what pivots and how the process pivots. Because I know some of these other, people that were coming into the market, Open Door and, et cetera, kind of like phased out just a little when this pandemic, started. And agents were feeling fearful, we might not need agents anymore, et cetera. But I think this whole thing has really solidified that real estate agents are going to be around, obviously, because of that personal communication and knowledge. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, how it transpires and goes. Of course, the tech side is going to be crazy. So I would definitely see us going to, probably full on-blown, virtual closings. I don't see us like driving around like the Jetsons, but so I definitely think that those are two things that we'll be watching and, adapting with. So it's hard to say about, exactly how that's going to turn out. But I think as far as our business is, what other things as far as services might we have to adapt and or offer as far as like increasing our portfolio or increasing our services, if that's something we would have to do. So we're watching all those pieces, kind of together in a nutshell and, making sure that we can service our agents the best possible.
I love that. I was going to ask you really quick too, Mandy. I know that people have been asking me lately, funny enough, if we're hiring, and we are. And there's a lot of opportunities right now, even for the people listening who may have, been furloughed or laid off or whatnot. So are you guys hiring? Are you going to start ramping up your business in other ways?
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 people right now in training, and what I like to say is we're always looking for talent, just because, we do require, at least some real estate experience, et cetera. So we don't bring on anybody that is green, if you will, in that world. But yes, we are definitely hiring as far as, talent, especially with, there's a lot of, people in the admin world getting laid off or furloughed, et cetera, on teams, so we have had some people reach out as well. So we're definitely looking.
Awesome.
It's to kind of jump on that as well, back what you said on, it's going to be interesting to see how the technology plays a role in the future. You kind of hit on the iBuyers, and I think, if we were to rewind about 6 months, I think there was this big concern, especially from the real estate perspective, and maybe even from your perspective from the TC, that if Zillow, Open Door, all these guys come in, start buying properties, sure, it could even eliminate your position from a TC perspective. And now you fast forward to today, where they've all pulled out of the business. For now, we all know they're going to come back in, ready to buy, let's say in a year. But I do feel like it's a great opportunity for the real estate agents and even TC and title companies to get more on the technology side. Because again, I mentioned it earlier, people want to buy things instantly, meaning the Amazon feature, click here. So we won't be able to buy that fast like a Zillow would. But if you can make the process so much easier, you can do everything from your home or from your computer. I think it's going to fast forward that. And I think we jumped into it on the deep end because of this pandemic, as opposed to we all would have tiptoed into it and eventually got to it. So it's just interesting you said that too. I was kind of thinking the same. So.
And Chris, to even piggyback on that, I think it's an opportunity, and we've for agents that have effectively pivoted with virtual showings and virtual open houses and stuff like that. that actually helps them compete more effectively with the
Mm-hmm.
iBuyer program. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that. People are going to stick with that. They're going to refine that process. I think you're going to see some of the brokerages that offer some support help train on that stuff. Like, I think a lot of the technology virtual stuff is here to stay. It might just shift a little bit and become more refined. But I think that's definitely going to help. Here's the thing. Real estate, it's unlike any other sales type of thing. There's this weird human element that you have to have a person there to hold your hand the whole way. It's too big of a purchase. There's too much involved. Like, it's very difficult to do everything completely virtually. But I do think the virtual component will definitely become a strong part of how realtors kind of compete in the marketplace.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.